Currency, football cards, we're here to light the fire. Spin facts and stats, you know we never tire. Bringing the heat up, our passion won't retire. Busting through the mic, our voices never expire. We ignite the spirit, never fading out. Light the torch, USC fans rise up high. On this podcast, we aim for the sky. Knowledge and entertainment, never lie. Together we stand, let the truth amplify.
What's going on, Trojan fans? Welcome back to another live episode of the Light the Torch podcast. And we got the three amigos right now. We're missing one amigo right now, but we got Mr. B. Jones to my right. How's it going, B. Jones?
Everything's good, baby. Hey, we're rolling right now. You have no choice to have a smile on my face, right? Right. Ear to ear, man.
And then we got Mr. Gun Atterbury on the far right of me here. How's it going, Guns?
Doing good. Excited to talk Trojan football.
Exactly. We got some things to definitely talk about today. We got a commitment today. We'll go ahead and dive into that, and we got some recruiting updates, and we'll talk some spring practice updates here. But yeah, so first topic we're going to be talking about is Vlad Dykenoff. I hope I'm saying that right. Dykenoff or Vlad D. We'll just call him Vlad D. So we just got a commitment from him. He's 6'6", 200 or 6'7". Sorry, on three says 6'7". That's from Scott Strader. And yeah, we're giving him all the credit here. So Scott Strader says he's 6'7", 275 pounds. So he's an offensive tackle from Folsom High. He is the teammate of said Mr. Ryder Lyons, and hopefully if he says what he said last year, things might come to fluorescent. But yeah, so what do you guys think about Mr. Vlad's commitment to USC?
Yeah, I think this is a solid commitment. Somebody that people have said that maybe he could become a guard in the future. I mean, he's a tall guy, so I don't know if the guard could happen just from a height perspective. Yeah, I mean, you said it earlier. I mean, Ryder Lyons mentioned that that he was a package deal with Vlad D. So very interested to find out if that is going to be the case. But yeah, back to Vlad D. I mean, this is underrated kid. Does very well at camps, so I do expect to be a 4-star at the latest from all recruiting sites.
Yeah, he's a composite 4-star, right?
Composite. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. What about you, B. Jones?
Yeah, man, another great pickup. Like Guns mentioned, he's definitely underrated. I think he'll be a tweener. He'll be a swing guy. I think he can play a little bit everywhere. So yeah, I mean, if you look at his size, he's definitely the prototype for a tackle. But he plays with a lot of power too. So you can easily see him playing inside. So yeah, like I said, another great pickup, man, for us. Shout out to our scouting department, man. They're constantly killing him. I know some guys are crying because he's not. They get a little discouraged when we get 3-star for some reason. First off, you're weird. Look, just watch the film, man. We've been saying this for years. Watch the film. Look, we're playing it for you right here. So if you still complaining after watching this, man, I don't know what you're doing. Like, you don't need to be following this team around this time of year. Then just sit it down. But wait till the season starts.
Just look at
man, that. For us.
Yeah, like this dude's a beast. Like you guys are watching it right now. Like look at this. He's driving through this guy. So like he kind of reminds me of like what you were saying, Guns, that he can play different areas. He kind of reminds me of a Jonah Monheim. Like he can play all parts of the line. So I'm sure wherever wherever Zach Hansen feels like we need him at, I'm sure he'll excel at it. So definitely a good pickup. And if everything what Ryan Lyons is saying, then he could be falling behind him eventually. So we still have to wait to see that. But I know he just recently took a visit to Ole Miss, which could be a scary pickup from him. But they're recruiting another quarterback, so who knows? Yeah.
Yeah, and I like that comparison. I think Jonah Mahomes is actually a pretty good comparison. I think something that I've noticed off the bat from this tape is, I mean, there a lot of the runs are towards him, right? So he's a very good run blocker. So I like that. You know, like B. John said, he's got a lot of power. So you know, the staff is at Folsom High is you know, they know what they're doing over there. It seems like.
Yeah, see, look, now he's on the other side of the ball, so or on the other side of on the right side, so he's very versatile. And now he's still playing tackle right here. But yeah, other than that, like we're definitely rolling. We're still a lot of other places still have us as the #1 recruiting class, and yeah, like people are upset because he's not a 4-star all around, but we're taking 35 recruits. So I know everyone wants a 4-star or 5-star for all of them, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's a 4-star by the end of this. He'll be in the top 300 by the time he gets on campus.
Right.
Absolutely.
But all right, anything else you guys want to mention about Vlad?
Nope.
I would just say lastly, I mean, I just think it's cool that, you know, we're building that pipeline, right? Walker Lyons, we got the other tight end, which is the name is spacing right now, that just joined the team. So he's the third guy, and you know, hopefully Ryder becomes the fourth. So excited to see Folsom become a pipeline.
Ryder, man, like I told the guys earlier, we got your brother and all your homies, man. So
exactly,
come on, man.
exactly.
Stop playing around, man. Come on home.
Definitely. All right, so moving on from one recruit, we're going to go ahead and go into some recruiting updates with Guns. So if you guys have any questions for Guns in regards to recruiting, go ahead and drop them in chat, and we'll hopefully get to them. So Guns, go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, so we did have another commitment this week. Was Jake Johnson? I believe he committed on Monday. D lineman out of Texas, so big time kid there. Was looking at you know, SMU, Wisconsin, some other schools. So excited to get him. He was actually from California, if I'm not mistaken. So he's coming back home. So that's a great thing as well. So now the question is, you know, who could be next, right? We'll give you two names here. We'll give you Sean Scott, modern day linebacker, and Luke Sorensen, a tight end out of Servite High School. So keep an eye on those two. I anticipate probably Sean Scott to announce first, but you never know with Luke. You know, we recently offered him. He just visited back on Tuesday, and he was visiting even before he officially got that offer. So, you know, us officially giving him that offer just you know, raises the level of his commitment with us. Nasir Rankin, wide receiver out of Chicago, and Tyler Atkinson, a linebacker out of Georgia. They just talked about how they loved their visits this past week or two, made great impressions, and we'll continue to track how those recruitments go for USC. And then lastly, we'll kind of talk about some portal recruiting. USC is interested in Boise State linebacker Andrew Simpson. We kind of mentioned him in the past. He definitely is interested in with us as well, so definitely mutual interest. And then just overall from a spring portal perspective, you know, expect USC to grab a handful, you know, just dependent on how the spring ends and the position groups and whatnot. But definitely linebacker was brought up yesterday on practice media scrum. So definitely anticipate a linebacker or two But definitely just going to be a handful of players. And the staff is definitely excited about where they're at in terms of the roster. And, honestly, I am too. So excited to see what we can do in this upcoming season. And as always, do you have any questions? Like BC said, shout them out.
So I have a question. So I don't
Yeah.
know if anyone has saw what Scott Schrader and Hayes Fawcett said that Peyton Dyer is
Yes, thank
Peyton
you for
Dyer?
that. Yeah, Peyton Dyer. Yeah, he DB out of Georgia. He was a South Carolina commit, recently decommitted, was on his visit with us on Saturday. So I think that definitely has an impact on it, on why he decommitted. And we'll see, if he pulls the trigger. I think he's waiting until his official visits. But he visits the June 6th through the 8th is his official visit weekend. And definitely he's excited for us.
And I have a follow-up question to that, I guess. How does that impact the recruiting for the remaining guys that we're recruiting out here in California, like Garrington and having Finney Smith and who else? Am I missing anyone else? Devon Benjamin, or is he a safety?
Yeah, Benjamin's a safety. But I mean, it could. I think the staff is they would love Arrington, right? But let's say Dyer is willing to commit. I do think that they're going to accept Dyer's commitment, and let him know, hey, yeah, go ahead. It does seem like that it's a first come first serve type of situation. So definitely could impact. I don't, as of right now, it's a wait and see. That's how I would approach it.
If we're recruiting him, that's 4, right? So the Arrington, Fanny Smith, Hill, and then this guy Dyer.
Yeah, correct.
So just to add on to what Guns said, being that it's early, you're gonna see that. You know what I mean? You're gonna see guys. We're gonna take the commitments now. Now, if things get a little dicey down the line, and we might have to make some decisions, we'll do that. But I mean, right now, yeah, you take that commitment, and you would gladly take any other of those guys that you mentioned commitment as well. So
yeah,
I don't think it would affect it, especially at this time.
Yeah, because we're at 22 recruits right now, correct?
That's correct.
So and at cornerback we have RJ Sermons, Brandon Lockhart, and who else do we have at cornerback? Madden Reardon.
Holland. Yeah, Madden. Technically, you can consider him because people say he can play nickel, but he's a safety though. In high school. So.
And is Joshua Hong going to be playing corner or what is he going to be playing, safety?
Josh Holland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel more as a corner, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Corner for sure.
So, and then Donnell has a question here. He says, how are we looking with Pepe?
Yeah, I'd say we're looking good. He's definitely going to go through his official visits and make his decision. It's definitely a USC-Miami battle. And, excited to see what we can do with them. I like our chances. We've talked about Coach Dog is definitely the X factor in this recruitment with Pepe in particular. So, like I said, I like our chances. So hopefully he does pick the right school and doesn't stay in Florida.
All right, and along with Pepe, where do you feel about Cody Green, modern day tackle?
Yeah, Cody. He's definitely saying the right things, I guess, from an Oregon commit perspective. He's saying, it's going to be hard to flip, but he's looking at other schools, regardless, if you're sure to commit or not. He's looking at Texas, looking at us. So I definitely think there is that possibility of him flipping. The thing with him is we got his teammate Tom, right? We're most likely going to get Sean Scott. So that pipeline is definitely coming together and reestablishing themselves. So it wouldn't surprise me. But just from the fact that he does bring up it's going to be hard, it does kind of lower my thoughts, I guess, or whatnot. But yeah, we definitely have a chance.
Yeah, like I feel confident that we have a good chance at flipping him. When is his official visit?
If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's the one during the
Sometime
week,
in June.
the 17th.
June.
I want to say.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah.
sometime in June.
All right, be luck. You know what
Yeah,
to do,
I
man.
know it's definitely in June. Yeah, I just don't know if it's the 17th or the weekend.
June 20th, actually, from
Okay,
what
okay.
from
Yeah,
what
yeah.
Pepe's
247's the
saying.
17th. Yeah, Pepe's
Yeah.
the 17th. I always get them too.
Yeah, so on June 20th, we have a pretty stacked visits. We have Cody Green, Xavier Griffin, Brandon Lockhart, which I'm sure he's gonna be in everyone's ear. Nolan Wilson, Jamian Winfield, Sincere Johnson. Yeah, we have it's definitely gonna be a stacked.
Yeah, the 20th is definitely one of the bigger ones from a weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, then Arrington is on the 17th. Same with Mark Bowman, Talanoa Ely, and Keeney Pepe, and Havon. Oh, that's a big one. But yeah,
Absolutely.
Tron is working on that one, man. So,
yes, all of them are working on them. We all know that Tron's going to be working on not Harrington. Arrington. He's going to work on him. Then Havon. I'm sure Brandon.
I got my money on them being able to recruit him, man.
Yeah.
Brandon Lockhart's relentless, man. He's out there putting in work, man. So
yeah,
I think he already deserves that seat captain.
For this class for sure.
Yeah, no, he, like every time he's on everyone's post. He's literally the captain of this class. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Same with
the most verbal one, at least.
Madden's dad is pretty vocal. Matt,
he's the captain of the parents.
Yes.
Brandon Lockhart.
He's this year's Mama Casey.
There you go. That's a good. I like that.
So
we gotta have him on, man.
Matt, if you're watching this, we're going to extend an offer for you to join the podcast, because we'd really like to hear from you, because you're definitely out there talking smack to all those Oregon fans too. So it's great. It's really great to see.
Oh, speaking of talking smack to the Oregon fans, I guess it'll be a great segue, right?
That's I guess that's why I said it.
Yeah, let's go.
So do we want to play the video then?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Mr. Josh Pate, a good friend of this podcast, or actually, so this Oregon fan for some reason he decided to retweet this video of Josh Pate showing his Twitter post about it, and I guess he thought he won an argument in some way. I'll go ahead and show who this delusional Oregon fan is real quick. Mr. Oregon Homer, whoever you are, you did not win this. I don't know what Brian, like he says, next time listen to your focus group, Josh. Whatever, man. So this is the clip here. So
USC, the University of Southern California. That's what we're talking about here. I want you to listen to the disrespect in this question. Homer from Oregon hit us and he said, at what point will we finally stop pretending that USC is still a premier brand in college football? They're just Nebraska in a warmer city. Can you believe that? The audacity of Homer. We got two different things going on here. If you want to talk about USC, the team, whether they can win 9 games or compete for the Big Ten or be a playoff contender, okay, well, that's a great conversation. We'll probably have that a lot in the coming weeks, months. Whomst amongst us knows? Maybe we'll go out there and do it in person. Imagine that. But a brand, if they're a premier brand, Lincoln Riley could go 0-12 this year and USC would still be a premier brand. I'm not quite sure where that was going. Maybe Oregon Homer there in all of his haste to deliver the question, misworded it? Jesse, Colin, do people think that USC is not a premier brand just because they haven't been on the national championship stage in a little while? Brands are built over decades. USC was a national brand before I was born.
So I want to say that I'm going to stop it right there. He says national brands are built over years. And Mr. Oregon Homer, what have you guys built over years upon years in college football? What have you guys done?
I'm raising my hand here.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Raul, go ahead, Mr.
You gotta give them props, man. They've definitely stayed true to what their program represents. That big zero championships.
Hey, I guess consistency.
I guess they're elite. They're consistent.
It just makes no sense, like how delusional they are to try to compare. Like USC and Nebraska are actually blue bloods, and as much as you guys want to try to fight it or say that you guys are, you're not. Blue bloods are built over years of winning and consistent winning, and I saw
multiple decades.
Yes, like you guys don't even have you don't even have a title. You guys have a Wikipedia title, I guess.
Listen, there's blue bloods and there's new bloods. You know, the Clemsons, the Georgias, those are new bloods. They're not even that. They're not even eligible to be in the new blood conversation.
Yeah.
So it's funny, man. They want to be us so bad, man. But proceed.
All right.
I mean, Southern Cal was doing this stuff about the time the advent of like color TV came around. You had Andy Griffith going to color, and you had college football going to color, and USC had already been great before that, and then they were great after it. And there's multiple waves of greatness in their past. It's relevant. It's not hard to be relevant. And I mean, they're parked in Los Angeles. So Southern Cal, as a brand, I don't think they've faded a whole lot at all. Their team hasn't been as good, relatively speaking, year over year. But the whole Nebraska shot there, now that was below the belt. But let's examine this for just a second. We examine things below the belt around here, immunity. So let's examine this. USC is just Nebraska in a warmer city. The connotation there, and I don't think I'm reading between the lines, is Nebraska once upon a time was a superpower. And then the whole plate tectonics of college football shifted. Now Nebraska can't be that anymore. A lot of people believe that. I'm not here to litigate that tonight. But to think Southern Cal's in that boat as well is crazy. Because I would ask this very simply, and I expect an unbiased answer from a guy named Oregon Homer.
What have you done?
You need to tell me what it takes to win in major college football. I don't mean any given year. I don't mean like this particular year. I just mean generically. What does it take to win? What are the things?
They don't know.
4 things, the 5 things, the 6 things. And then you tell me which of those boxes USC doesn't check. Because I know what I think wins. And it's based on results, proven track record. And I know which teams had what, which programs had what. And Southern Cal's got all that. Now, having the potential to have all of it doesn't mean they have had those things every given year. Like the ability to build and sustain a deep championship caliber roster is there at USC, but they haven't done it. So that just means they haven't fulfilled on their potential. But to think the potential for USC to compete at the national level is not there anymore, I'm not sure what changed. What is it allegedly that changed? What is it, in other words, that Southern Cal used to be able to do that they can't do anymore? Is there not football talent in California anymore? Is there not a big population center out there? Have we not shifted into a world where marketability is even more at a premium for a player than it has been at any point in the history of this sport? Are they not in a major conference? Like, what is it I'm missing? If they've sucked on the field, it's because the given ingredients there haven't been good enough. But the inability to do it, I don't know about that. The younger generation, though. So my 20-year-old crowd, I want you to talk to me for a second. Because we were having a little debate about this earlier in the office and down in the bullpen. We would call it a newsroom, but it's not a news station. If you were born in 2005, Our calculator says you're 20 years old this year. Congratulations. What do you think about USC? Not the team this given year, the program. Is USC a traditional, like, powerhouse, established brand in your mind? Up there with the Michigans and Ohio States and Alabamas and Texas, and are they Notre Dame? Are they in that category for you? Because an alarming number of you said no. We focus grouped it a little bit, so I cheated. You said no. So basically, your memory starts around 2010 or 11. So you kind of start 5, 6 years old, really paying attention if you've been a lifelong college football fan. So USC hadn't really competed for the national championship in your lifetime. But here's the thing. When I was a kid, Alabama wasn't competing for a national championship. Like when I kind of gained my coherence, Alabama, as an example, was going through a period of several years where they were an afterthought nationally. But I thought of Alabama as one of the premier brands in college football because I knew the history of the program. So I'm asking you guys who are 20 years old. No, USC hasn't been a prime player on the national scene. Do you know the history of the program? You can talk about John McKay. You can talk about Pete Carroll. There are multiple generations where they've been an apex program in college football. Whether you even think they could be again, we can debate. But, like, do you view them that way? A lot of you said no, which surprised me. I think you're wrong, but I also can't tell you your opinion is wrong because how does that even work? So USC, here's what I'll say. I'll move on after this. USC, if we're arguing that they're not a relevant brand anymore, I think that's a very short-sighted argument. But did you know they have the #1 recruiting class in 2026 right now? Caveat alert. Sound the alarm, Colin. Caveat alert. I'm going to read the line so you don't have to type it in the replies. Give it time. They'll decommit. Verbal commitments don't mean anything right now. We know. We've been down this road, you and I, 1,000,000 times. This is just 1,000,001. And I'm going to offer you the same thing that I offer everyone. Take USC's commitment list right now. And I will pay you $100 for every kid who decommits and doesn't stick with the class. But you have to pay me $100 for every kid that does stick with the class. No one ever takes me up on the offer. And I'm not telling you no one's going to decommit. I'm telling you a majority of this class will sign with USC. That's what I'm telling you. So let's just pretend for a second there's a little validity to this. Why are they #1 in recruiting right now? Well, Josh, that's just because the weather's great out there and it's a blue blood and they got a lot of money and they got a big brand. Sounds like they're pretty relevant, is my point. That is relevant.
Coming to America.
They're not committing to Montana State. I should not throw shots like that. Why are they committing to USC? It does not matter if you're predicting them to win anything this year. Kids are buying the vision. And it may be just because the check's being stroked. It may be because they love the program. Either way, it means they're relevant. You think Southern Cal is the only place paying for football players? Do you think that? No, I don't think that either. So relevance? We're arguing it. This is the Allen Iverson moment, but for college football, relevance, USC is very relevant. We move along. Here's a very, very pressing question here. You know, Jesse, in retrospect.
All right. That's where I'm going to end it right now. Or there's only like 7 minutes or 7 seconds left of it. So
let me add to it too, though. He did say at the end, for those that are saying that all of these recruits are going to decommit, he said, I'll put money on it. And for every decommit, I owe you guys $100. But for everyone that actually stays, you guys owe me $100. And he's like, no one's taking me up on that offer. I think he said something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, you're right.
Yep.
Yeah, like and like sure, last year that's what everyone wants to point to about all the recruits that we had last year, and that was it was pretty unrealistic to think that with how our NIL was at that time, that especially with some of those guys that have openly said that their decision was based off NIL. It's kind of hard to think that with how our NIL was last year that they were going to stay. But this year, with Chad Bowden, it's completely different. So,
plus, the majority of these recruits are from California, and a lot of those recruits won't flip, and they'll stay home.
Yep. A lot of these
Listen.
recruits know the history of USC.
Exactly, because they have parents like Matt Williams, you know what I'm saying, who diehard Trojan fans. They know what we, our history. They know what we're doing. I'm sorry?
You mean Riordan?
What did I say? Williams?
Williams, yeah.
My bad, big man. Yeah, like Matt Riordan. But,
he qualifies too from last year or the year before.
Yeah.
oh, yeah. But yeah, man. It's different, man. It's way different. I mean, they're hoping that's all it is, man. It's hope and cope with these Oregon fans. They're hoping that we fall off. They're hoping that Lincoln lays an egg this season. They're all just hoping. That's all they can do right now. Hoping and coping.
Yep.
And they're afraid of it. Even if they don't admit it, they know they're afraid because the only reason they've been somewhat relevant over these last few years is because USC shot themselves in the foot, the NCAA sanctions, right? So they were taking a lot of the California talent, which that California talent is no longer going to be going up there. The majority of them are going to stay here at home with USC. And that just means, they're going to start struggling on the recruiting trail because there's only so much money can buy, right? Like if USC can compete on the NIL with them, and then Georgia's, the Alabama's, the Ohio States, those are going to be able to compete, and it's going to be tough for them to start getting all these out-of-state recruits again.
Yeah, real quick before we get into Paulie's comment here, always got to give a shout out to Kristen Ragland, always supporting the podcast. Really appreciate the $5 dono, man. Always appreciate it, man. And okay, was not expecting that. Okay. And then Paulie says, even after having so many down years, we currently have 37 players in the NFL, and Oregon has like 34 maybe on current rosters. Even in our down years, we still produce more NFL talent than they do. That is a fact. There's been some Oregon fans that say, oh, he's just going over there because of the bag and he doesn't want development. You guys are seriously like the most delusional fans ever. Like it's the complete opposite. They go to you guys for the bag and come to USC for the development. Like we have so many players that are top players in the NFL right now. Like name a top overall player that Oregon has that is probably Hall of Fame level right now.
First of all, Oregon and Hall of Fame don't even go together.
Yeah. It kind of hurt to just put that in a sentence together. Like you guys have Justin Herbert. What has he done? He failed he failed first round of the playoffs if they make it to the playoffs.
Mariota. That's the claim. That's the guy, right? They were so hyped with him being on campus today, right?
Kayvon Thibodeau, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, I guess. The only one I can think of is the tackle from Detroit, and I can't even remember his name.
And let me add to this. There's this fucking dumb idiot. This dumbass idiot Oregon fan. And yes, you're a fucking idiot. If I had your hand, I would say it. You're a fucking idiot. You are talking about our class having 10 3-stars.
Yeah.
Or something, but the fucking guys you guys bring up in the NFL are fucking 3-stars. Or were 3-stars. You fucking idiots. Shut the fuck up. That's it. Shut the fuck up. All you Oregon fans, shut the fuck up. I can't wait to go to Eugene and fucking kick your fucking ass.
11:22. Let's do it.
Yeah, because right now, like we are locking down California so bad that Alabama, who had the most California recruits last year, have 0. They have 0 recruits from USC or from California. And right now, Oregon only has 3 recruits, and one of them could be gone soon. So they have Cody Green and then Tristan Phillips out of Ventura, and then they also have Dutch Horsick from St. John Bosco. But he's also a 3-star. So you guys have 3 stars too. So what do you guys want to say? You guys want to say anything about that? So you guys better hope that Cody Green does not flip from you guys, because we're putting full court press on him to get him over to USC, and I have a hunch that he's probably going to commit to USC, but that's just me.
I mean, they're even behind Kansas. I think that tells you a lot right now of kind of what's going on. You know, they're not they're not getting the commits that they're doing. Oh, right.
Duck tears.
Thanks for the $5 dono.
Also say real quick. I mean, they also get louder. Every commit we've gotten
Yep.
this past month, they've slowly
their
gotten
coping
louder and
mechanism.
louder. Exactly, and I think it's great. I mean, you know, one of the guys that, you know, I guess respect out there, one of the only Oregon fans. He's finally come out of his cave, and he's really starting to talk now. All of a sudden, you know, he wasn't really talking. Devious Duck is his name.
Devious Duck. He is a closeted SC fan.
Yeah, he's got a lot of. I'm starting to learn that he's got a lot of fan bases he likes, or a lot of schools he likes, I should say.
Hey, he might not. Hey, BC, he just may not be a delusional Duck fan.
Yeah, no, like
he knows where he stands.
He makes good points. Like, I follow him. That's the only Duck that I actually Duck fan that I follow him, and he gives a lot of props to USC. Whether his followers like it or not, they tried to sway him, but he says things about USC, and it's just, he changed his name from Devious Duck. He says, "My team hates me," or something like that.
Yeah, he changed it back.
Oh, did he change his name? Change it back?
Yeah.
Okay, because
he's like I guess he went to Houston. You know, I guess he went to school to Houston.
Oh, okay.
So this is why it's so fascinating to me that, you know, he's a Duck fan, but he went to Houston. So you're technically not a Houston fan, but you are a Houston fan when it comes to basketball, or at least when they start winning. And then he's from Texas, so he used to like Texas. It's just fascinating. I'm always intrigued when just people in general. I actually have a buddy who, he's like a Wisconsin fan, but then he supports North Carolina because Wisconsin doesn't have a baseball program. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, just stick to one school, you know. I mean,
hey, but as long as he's not completely delusional, where he could actually see that there's improvement coming on our end, so I'll respect that from him. But no one else, not whatever the on-3 guy from Oregon. That dude is just completely delusional. So, yeah. Anything else we want to talk about when it comes to recruits, or that video that Josh Pate put out there? Anyone else in the chat wants to add anything? And also, shout out to Kristen for the laugh. Really appreciate it. Yes. Did they spike any? Did they spike your in and out roll? Because you are.
I haven't had in and out, but if I did, I'll probably be even more energetic.
I have one last thing on recruiting. That's something I did not mention, but Xavier Griffin, he did come off a Tennessee visit, you know, and so just you know, keep in mind that he is still kind of visiting schools. He's definitely still, you know, vocal about us. You know, if you want to compare him to like a Juju Lewis, you know, from my understanding, he's in the group chats. He's talking to our, you know, USC commits. He's still recruiting for USC. So, you know, just, you know, let him do his thing, right? Let him just kind of take his visits. But just keep in mind, you never know. You know, he's an out-of-state kid. And we obviously have a long way to go, especially with him. But
yeah. But he's going to be on campus again in June. So we'll definitely make sure we remind him why he chose to commit to USC. And he still shows up in USC gear whenever he's like at camps. And we know Lockhart is always going to be in his ear, making sure that he's good. So
Yeah, it
And
wouldn't surprise me if he shows up in April. Probably towards the end, probably like that spring game
and I
practice. So,
believe his mom's also been pretty active on Twitter and just showing support for USC and stuff like that. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
um, he may just be out there looking at his options. Like it's a smart thing to
Yeah.
do, see what's out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But he still seems like a solid commit.
But like what Chad Bowden says, that the moment we get them committed, we got to keep making sure that they're committed, and that that's when recruiting really starts, is when you get them committed. You have to continuously recruit them. So we might lose some people here and there, but I trust Chad to consistently be on these kids, making sure that they made the right decision. Because we spoke with Sam, and Sam said that that Chad made sure his son made the right decision, and he told him to come to USC. So I trust Chad to guide these kids, even if it's not USC. So I trust him for that. And speaking of Chad, we're gonna do a little plug. It has nothing to do with USC, but Chad Bowden's going to be on Adam Brenneman's podcast. He did a show with Lincoln Riley and Danton Lynn. So it's a great interview. It should be dropping tomorrow. So right here, I retweeted this out, and his interviews are really good. He's a Penn State alum, and he was an All-American tight end, I think, for Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely go ahead and make sure you watch this. Anything that has Chad Bowden in it, you want to watch it, because this dude, he really loves USC, and he's doing what he needs to make sure that USC gets back to where it is, which is on top. So.
Yeah, and he just did a podcast with Kyle Matthews, if I'm not mistaken, Clay Matthews' brother. So that was good, about 48 minutes, pretty in depth. Just talked about, Chad Bowden, so it was great.
Yeah, definitely. And I just realized that we have no background music, so I want to get that. It's
all right, fellas, let's talk spring ball, baby.
Spring ball.
Yeah.
All right, spring practice updates. So, if you guys haven't seen any of the interviews recently, especially the 247 or Inside Troy, they noticed a few things that have been changed on the defensive side. That's going to affect the offensive side. Ratmana Bulabalavu was shown in offensive gear, so he might be getting some looks on the offensive side. Dude's big enough to play offensive guard or tackle wherever they feel like it. Say that again.
Did you actually pronounce that? He pronounced it the right way?
Ratmana Bulabalavu. Yeah. I've said it plenty of times.
What a name! All
right, come on, don't push it. No.
What?
I would botch it. I would botch that.
Ratmana Bulabalavu.
Yeah, sounds like he will be a guard. Right. Yeah, and I think it makes sense. I mean, the depth is definitely getting deeper at the D tackle position. You look at our upcoming class, right? So. I think it makes sense for both sides. Hopefully he transitions well, and hopefully he does good.
Yeah. I hope he can find his area where the team needs him, and he can start making some impacts. And what else do you guys think about him moving over from the defensive side?
Do you think it's because of, we've been talking about that we feel confident with the depth that we have on that side of the ball, but do you think it's because we're extremely heavy on the D line, and they're like, okay, maybe he might have a better impact on the offensive side?
I would say so.
Yeah, that could be. I mean, then again, it could be a spring thing. I mean, sometimes people do things like that sometimes just for development.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe doing a little cross training. Who knows?
Yeah.
But he may stay over there permanently. Who knows? But I think, he has the body type for it. So we'll see what happens. He's definitely athletic enough.
Yeah. He's still relatively raw when it comes to football. So they're just trying to find where he fits and where they see him playing at this point. And
is he a redshirt freshman?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think he got any playing time. Maybe some special teams last year, if that. But yeah. And then I think Chris was saying that they had Tobias Raymond at right tackle, and it looks like he's kind of settling into that position. Is that correct?
Yeah, even Lincoln came out and said he's one of their best offensive linemen in general. So, him and Justin T are going at it. Both are doing great at the right tackle position, but definitely kind of went more in depth on Tobias. Saying he's one of the best ones.
3-star, by the way.
It kind of sounded like he could be moved around. So,
yeah.
He was a 3-star, right? By the way.
He was,
Yeah.
sir. He was a 3-star. Yeah.
Yeah, and he had a great showing against Michigan. He did show up in the Michigan game when they made some adjustments, and then he showed out in that in the Texas A&M game.
Yep.
So
he was a guy that we heard a lot of buzz about prior to last season.
yeah,
it's fine. It's good to hear that he's finally turned that corner, man. So we'll be seeing a lot more of him. Justin T is definitely still in the mix, though, based on everything I'm hearing. So I wouldn't be surprised don't count him out at all. Obviously, if somebody goes down, I'm pretty sure they'll be the first guy off the bench.
Oh yeah. He showed it for us last year in that Texas A&M game. Like the first, what was it? The first drive that he ended up having to go in.
Yeah, Paige got her. Yeah.
So
it wouldn't even surprise me if we see that battle go into fall.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And didn't what is it called? Lincoln Riley say that they're not really they're feeling pretty good about where they're at on the offensive line, and they may not even really dip too hard into the transfer portal.
Yep.
I'll definitely see how it looks, and then go from there.
Yeah, I don't think we need anybody personally. I don't think we need anybody out of the portal on the offensive line. I know there's some guys that would disagree. Not none of you here, but I've heard some stupid comments saying right guard. I don't know what y'all see that Alani Noah didn't do. I don't know why y'all mentioned Alani's name. He's solid. I don't know, especially towards the end of the year, he really did his thing.
Junior year too, so it's just that experience just clicks. Like you can't teach experience, so junior year he's gonna step up even more this year.
Yep, he has a lot of experience in this offense, so you don't it'd be kind of hard just to get someone up to speed when it comes to that, when you already have someone that has been in this offense for 3 years now. He's been playing since he was a freshman. Is he a junior this year?
Junior, yeah.
He will be, yeah.
Yeah, so
and then he's going against good competition on the other side, so that's even going to get him even better by the time the season starts.
We're already battle tested.
A lot of people want to point to the whole situation with Michigan. I get because our whole offensive line didn't really have the greatest game in that Michigan game, but look at the players that they had on that side. A majority of them are going to be first or second round draft picks. They have Mason Graham. That dude he's projected to be like number 3 or 4 overall. It's gonna be a tough game for them. So, but if we still were in second half of that game, they stepped up and they put up we were in the mix to win it for certain. Yeah, but
All right.
I'll do that.
But yeah, so
It's all right. I mean, we were in every single game last year, regardless of the outcome.
Yeah.
And this line is only going to be better this year. That experience is it's crazy how that works, right? The experience just teaches you, and you learn from that, and you just get better. So,
All right, and since we are talking about spring practice here, what do you guys say about this here? Is this a touchdown or is it an interception? Look at this amazing pass from Mr. Jaden Mayava. So
that's a touchdown.
100%.
I'm sorry, Jay. I have to,
Yeah,
I have to say that. It's a touchdown, man. Like, knees down. Pretty much it's already dead. He's over here trying to go after it
possession right here. So,
Down.
Touchdown.
Now the ball comes off. So that's touchdown. It's
touchdown. Brian Jenkins says it's a touchdown. Yeah, so a good friend of the show, Mr. USCJ. He says it was an interception. He said it was an interception, right?
Yeah, sorry, Jay. I know who's that? That's who's the cornerback? That's DeCarlos Nicholson, right?
Yeah.
He was there. Jakobi just did a great catch.
Well, let's talk about that for a minute, man, because I mean, obviously he's been on the receiving end of all these highlights, these Jakobi Lane highlights. But
poor guy.
I will say, man, he's been right there on every play, though. Right there. The coverage is perfect, man. It's just Jakobi Lane is doing Jakobi Lane
better. That's all it was. The catch was better.
There's not many out there like Jakobi Lane. So,
and one thing though, like, shout outs to Jakobi with like I don't know if you guys heard what happened. Was it yesterday? He was kind of stepping up, being a leader, and I guess he kind of get a little animated, but he was making sure everyone was getting, like, if I have to get taped, you got to get taped, and you got to keep he was keeping people accountable, which is great to see. It sounds like he's maturing into this leadership role. He wants this team to succeed, and he's definitely doing a great job at making sure other people are staying accountable. Even if you're a walk-on, you have to practice and show up like you're a starter.
Yep. So I'm glad you mentioned that, BC, and I'm glad Brian happened to post this, because I remember B. Jenks and I talking about this. I'm not sure if it was on Jay Shannon or Carter's, but we talked about how Jakobi needs to grow up, basically. And it seems like we're seeing that, man. We're seeing his maturity, his maturation, man. So it's good to hear, good to see him stepping up as a vocal leader now, holding these guys accountable. And just hearing that kind of reminded me of a time. You guys probably know the story, probably heard it. I happened to be there at USC at the time. There's a guy, I won't say names. There was a guy, if you know, you know. There was a guy who was loafing, man. You know what we call loafing. He was walking on the football field, wasn't hustling like he was supposed to. Got called out by one of the captains. And this particular captain does not play no games, so he ended up, doing some bodily harm to the individual walking, man. So not saying that we should go back to that, but I'm saying it's good to hear that guys really taking accountability, man, holding each other accountable, and really feeling strongly about it.
See,
that's something a Padres fan would say.
Yeah, I'm glad this is getting talked about. I gotta disagree with our guy Raglan here. People even bring up, Jakobi Lane's the best wide receiver in the Big Ten. Scrap that. He's the best wide receiver in college football. Dude had 12 touchdowns off of 400 yards.
With two different quarterbacks
last year. The dude's gonna get 1,000 yards this year. He's gonna get 20 touchdowns. And look. That's all I gotta say. So,
See,
Excited for this year. You know, there's definitely a different vibe. You know, Jaden's, you know, excelling right now. Definitely becoming more of a leader as well. And I think him, you know, actually having a full off season and not just getting thrown into a season is going to really bode well. So,
And I'm telling you guys,
Lane is the best wide receiver in the
see,
country.
the thing about Lane though is like, yes, Jeremiah Smith, he's a great wide receiver, but it's everyone was forcing this narrative down everyone's throat. It was either Jeremiah Smith or Ryan Williams, and no one was paying attention to Jakobi Lane. Like everyone kept saying, "Oh, you guys' best wide receiver has 500 yards and only one touchdown," and everyone wants to bring up Zachariah Branch, but do you guys not? He had 6 touchdowns in 2 games against Notre Dame and Texas A&M, and the dude like his Twitter handle is Can't Guard Jack, and we've seen a whole bunch of these videos of just insane catches by Jakobi Lane, and like it makes no sense. The dude has mitts for hands. He has a crazy catch radius, and Jeremiah Smith, he's definitely a freak athlete for a freshman. Don't get me wrong, but Jakobi Lane, just the way that he just can pretty much catch anything in his direction is insane. So
yeah, his catch radius is crazy. Remember, I told you my comparison for Lane was he's like a taller Tyler Vaughns.
Yeah,
in terms of his radius, man, which is crazy. Yeah, his routes are getting even better. You see that? Here's my thing, I'm calling this right now. Teams are going to have to double team Jakobi Lane. They're going to have to break him everywhere. And guess who's going to go off?
Mackay.
Exactly.
Like this is like the second coming of Robert Woods and yeah.
Yeah, Robert Woods, Dwayne Jarrett.
And
Marquise Lee.
I would add this. It has nothing to do with Jakobi, but Jacoby's going to help him out with this. But if I was you guys, I would put $10-20 on Mayava to win the Heisman. That's a dark horse. Just saying.
Take your betting odds from Raul.
Just saying. It's like what was the last time we checked guns? It was like 50-1.
50-1, yes, sir.
50-1 for him to win the Heisman?
Yeah, 50-1,
sir.
55-1 or something like that.
That's not bad, actually.
So you put $10, that's $550.
So Anthony James said, Mayava definitely got a different vibe for SC QBs. I like it. Dude has kind of hood G vibes to him, not a Cali Surfer or a Caleb Star. He's to me, he's the he's like what is it called? Polynesian Sam Darnold. And that's what I compared him to, like last year with the whole situation with him and why no surprise I forgot someone's name, but
Max Brown.
Not Max Brown.
Oh.
Miller Moss?
Miller Moss.
I'm laughing at both of y'all. Right? No offense to Max
Miller then?
Brown.
But yeah, Miller Moss, like him and Miller Moss were the same as Max Brown and Sam Darnold.
Gotcha.
What are you trying to say, B Jones? You were thinking pretty hard over there.
Yeah, I don't see what you talking about.
Mayava and Miller Moss's situation was the same as Max Brown.
Oh, okay. Situation. Okay, my bad. I thought you were making a comparison. My bad.
Well, yeah, like I'm comparing their situation.
Their situation.
Mayava and Sam Darnold have like the same kind of skill set. They can get, they can scramble a little bit and make some moves or whatever, and both have strong arms.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then just to add to Mayava, the kid does not put his head down if things don't go right the first time. He kept fighting through every single game.
Short memory.
Came
for
through
sure.
when it mattered for the most part.
Yeah. Everyone's saying Herd Maeva's cooking. Well, he has a full off season as in this offense, and from what everyone's saying, he has a quarterback coach now, and so yeah, there's going to be improvements. Dude's going to learn the offense better. He's not just going to be thrust into the starting spotlight. So
Yeah, and the last thing I'll say on this situation, people say that the offense is relatively easy. I mean, if it was that easy, why did Miller Moss not keep the job? He was in the system for 3 years, right? I mean, if it was so easy, it should have been,
Well, it
should have been rockets, should have been, easy for him. But obviously there were some issues there. So obviously some limitations on his physical attribute. But yeah, I just think the fact, the narrative of this offense being easy, I think that's, a little far-fetched in my opinion. And again, you just throw someone in and you expect them just to be lights out. I mean, hey guys, we were not looking like we were going to be a bowl team. Do you think we would be a bowl team with Miller in the at the realm still? I can't confidently say that. So
well, I'm pretty sure Miller is working on his flaws diligently. I'm sure he has a lot to prove, not only to himself. Now, I feel like he's going to go off at Louisville. You know what I mean? So, and I'm sure if he was still here, it would be the same. So, yeah, man, shout out to Miller and hope he does well over there. But something I want to go back to real quick. Anthony James here said he thought I was going to say tight ends are going to go off. I think it's a perfect opportunity for us to talk about our tight ends a little bit, man. Obviously, we got Lake McCree coming back, very experienced. I'm expecting him to be TE1. And whenever Taparachi comes back, I'm interested to see how he's used. He's a former running back. If there's anybody that I would want to see run that tight end screen, it would probably be him if I had to pick out of the tight end room. You know what I mean? But Gabe swears by Joey Olsen. He's a great pure pass catcher, of course. I'm interested to see him too. But one guy I really have my eye on is Walter Matthews, man. That frame, his leaping ability in the red zone is going to be crazy. You know what I mean?
It's Walter, by the way, Josh. Sorry, just yeah.
Oh, Wesley, yeah, I didn't need to click there. It's fine.
But
yeah, I don't real quick to B. John saying, Walter Matthews, Lincoln's mentioned him on his last media scrum. He even said that he could be like a sixth lineman, right? I mean, just the size can help from a pass pro, run blocking. Like B. John's saying, it's going to be hard to get him down. So I mean, he's definitely going to be a Swiss Army knife, I guess you could say, right? He's going to be a key factor in this offense, I think.
Right.
Oh
you guys don't think that we lose a tight end in the portal?
We might, but we'll see, because it's going to be interesting because we're pretty stacked at that position right now.
So who do we have at tight end? We got Lake McCree,
Joey Olsen, Walter Matthews,
and then Walker Lyons.
Walker Lyons.
I didn't mention him, but definitely.
And the other
freshman.
And the freshman, that we just got. So
I don't think so. I just
feel like
someone leaving.
We definitely have to use them more to be able to keep them happy.
Well, I think we'll be running a lot more 22 personnel. Period. Just just based off how this roster is being structured, I think we're going to be running the ball more.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we have some two tight end sets out there.
And real quick,
so maybe Carson. Yeah, I forgot Jamie mentioned the other guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cardinal and Bold. Yes, we do not have our punter anymore. He is gone. He's in the end. He's going to be a first round pick in the NFL. He should be the first punter taken. So
yeah, he's announced it. He's definitely not coming back, guys.
Cool.
the punter. The people are hoping that Eddie comes back, but
Oh no, Eddie's gone.
He-
yeah, it's just not
He
coming.
already
He's not
he
coming
already
back.
announced, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
already
he's
said.
long gone. Yeah, he's
he
long
already,
gone. He's
he
gonna
already
be
did the combine and everything,
did all that. So
ain't no way he can come back.
yeah, and I think the guy's named Sam Johnson is our new punter. He was a transfer.
LB.
That's the name, but I know he's a transfer. Came back. Came to us. Excuse me. So yeah, hope all the best with him.
Hopefully, we don't need a punter that much this year.
Yeah, well, we all know that Carter doesn't want us to punt that much, so. But yeah, no, like we have to have a punter. So either way, but yeah, anything else you guys want to really talk about today?
They're talking about I think I saw in the comments something about DJ Harvey or being
DJ.
playing nickel or
Oh,
who's,
yeah, DJ.
That's his name,
this
right?
question here from Cardinal and Bold actually from at the very beginning. Appreciate hopefully you are still in the chat, but he says, what do you guys think about nickel position? Prophet Brown, I'm hearing DJ Harvey could play nickel too. So I thought I seen that Prophet wasn't even at the first team reps for that. I thought there was I know Rock Boys actually were breaking it down because there were some people that had some starts at
Shout out to him.
Huh?
So shout out to the Rock Boys, by the way.
Rock Boys,
Shout out.
they're always on top of it. But they mentioned Marcellus. They were thinking that Marcellus might get the start at cornerback, and who else did they say at nickel? I forgot, but
Probably
What do you-
DJ.
DJ at nickel.
That'd be my guess.
Let me see.
Yeah, I think DJ Harvey would be the nickel. I think Prophet's, definitely going to be in rotation.
I'm mad at
I
Prophet.
like Stellis on the outside with the Carlos.
I'm mad at him,
Who?
Prophet Brown,
Why?
because he cut off his locks, man.
Oh, did he?
Changing
Yeah,
that.
man. I finally joined the lock gang, and then he go and make his exit. I don't know what's up with that. I'm gonna have to holler at you, Prof.
Okay.
Hey, go
No.
check out his Twitch account. He's been streaming a lot when he has time. I always see him pop up, go live. So check him out, Prophet Brown.
So from what Rock Boys are saying here is that they have Christian Pierce at Nickelback. That's what they're projecting, at least. And then they were saying Prophet Brown was going to be behind him. And then they have DJ Harvey and Marcellus at cornerback and Kamari Ramsey and Bishop Fitzgerald at safety.
Definitely, I think that's the good thing about our DB room is you can move these guys around a lot. Christian Pierce is excelling. So I mean, you got him, Ramsey, and then Fitzgerald. You could maybe we do like a 3-3-5 at certain situations, right? I mean, it's going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, we'll see I hope Danlin has a little bit more faith in our DBs now since it's the second year and making sure that they're not like playing so far off the ball. So, but real quick, shout outs to Josh Gates for the $4.99 dono. Desmond Merkin at linebacker. You mean Desmond Stevens?
Yeah, he's just saying he's like killing it.
Oh, Merkin. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if we have a Merkin. But...
yeah, no. Rob definitely has talked highly about him on Monday.
Yes.
And just our media people are mentioning him as well. So
yeah,
he's definitely going to be a stud in this defense.
All right, Guns, I got a request, man. Do your best impersonation of Rob Ryan.
Let's see. My boy Klukes. I don't know. That's all I got. Shut up, B. Jones. What? What are you pausing over here? You just pausing anything.
All right, moving on.
But yeah, if you guys haven't checked out Rock Boy's video about USC's football players that have been emerging, he says Jaw Jarrett's a hit, which no surprise there. And then real quick from what G San says, how's Marquise Gallegos coming along at safety? Have we really heard much?
I don't think we've heard much, but from talking to his dad, he's saying that things are going well on during spring. Just in general as a team as well. So I would expect Marquise to take a step forward this year. So wouldn't surprise if he's on that rotation throughout the season.
Well, the Rock Boys have him at second on the depth chart behind Bishop.
Yeah, I definitely expect him to be in the 2 deep.
Yeah.
We'll see him for sure this year.
In all honesty, like just looking at all that we have coming back, it makes me feel way more comfortable with definitely I think we're going to be fine.
Absolutely.
I think Cardin and Bolozo has a question. I don't know if we went through it, but specifically the linebacker position from the portal.
We briefly mentioned it.
We covered that on a previous podcast, but of course our depth is it's young, but it's there. We have it. We have Desmond Stevens and Eric Gentry at starting, of course, and then Anthony Beavers is the next.
We mentioned him even in the recruiting segment earlier today. Andrew Simpson, I think that's who said the last name, probably. But anyway, former Boise State linebacker, went to St. John Bosco. USC and him are interested, so he could definitely be somebody that will provide some depth for us in the future. We'll see how that how that recruitment goes along. Obviously, the portal is not even open yet. It's actually going to be next Wednesday, the 16th. So we're definitely nearing it. And so, yeah.
So, speaking of, our current room, it sounds like Lorenzo Cowan is starting to make some noise too, man. So, pretty good to see. I think he's up to 240 now.
Yep.
So, yeah, man, I was like, he has a similar skill set to me to Desmond Stevens. So, I mean, if he could play anywhere along those lines, man, I think we're going to be in good shape.
Yeah, I'm not worried about our linebackers. It's just the depth that could be the issue. Experience, yeah. Like as Jaden Walker, and then Anthony Beavers is the most experienced on the team next to Gentry when it comes to linebackers. So, and I expect to see a lot of Anthony Beavers. Yeah, and we did mention that Anthony James Rahman and Bulabulavu, I said it again, did switch over to the O-line.
Yeah.
At least for the spring right now. We'll see what happens.
Right.
Yeah. Anything else we want to talk about? This has been a great conversation here. I didn't even realize we had an hour already. So
I actually did have one more thing, and that's all I have after this for me. So the new analytics hire that we talked about in the past, he was a former Prize Picks PFF employee. Sounds like that and that guy will be more involved in personnel, kind of roster management, analytics. So, in terms of like game planning, game management, stuff like that, does sound like we already have some of those guys, according to Lincoln Riley. So just wanted to, add some clarity for that, because I think, at least my perspective, I thought he was definitely going to be some of the game management, game planning, but he's definitely still on the recruiting side of analytics. But I'm sure that team's still going to be growing and whatnot. But yeah.
Yeah. And what do you guys think about this kind of this comment here from B Peck and Pa? Gentry goes down. We are really exposed as linebacker.
It's not hard to say right now before we even seen anybody, but I would say we're exposed. I would say that we're young, and that's why we're bringing in another guy in the portal. You know, so just in case that happens. So
Yeah.
um,
And he's like one of the top linebackers or when he hits the portal.
Yeah,
right, so
absolutely.
yeah, but exposed is probably not the word I would use.
Let's
Right.
see here. G-San says we definitely need at least one transfer portal linebacker for depth. Hopefully Gentry can stay healthy all season, but if he has to sit out, we definitely need guys to fill in the experience. Yeah, exactly. And Anthony Beavers will be able to step in there, but it's still going to be good if we can get some of those younger guys that we are expecting to be the future. We can't just keep getting these 1-year rentals to be able to expect us to continue to improve. We need to have these guys get playing time, and they'll get playing time early on this season. So,
Absolutely.
but all right. Any last words before we head out?
I just have a question for you guys. Do you
Go for
guys
it.
think that a freshman 20-year-old is wild for college? Like 20 years old? Like, how does that happen? I'm like being dead ass here.
I'm confused on what's going on.
Just because
give you
Gunn
some.
knows what I'm talking about. I'm not even
Yeah.
gonna say names, but there's a 20-year-old freshman more than at this point, basically, by the time he starts playing ball.
Yeah, basketball player. He was a 5-star, guard out there. Was looking at USC. He was also looking at Arizona, Oregon, Tennessee, some Alabama. Ultimately, picked Arizona over USC. We were definitely one of the options, obviously. And he's 19 years old right now. He will be 20, like Raul was saying, once he starts pretty much basketball and school and whatnot. So
How does that happen? I'm being serious. Like,
You know what? That's actually going to be more common.
20 years old though? Like, there's
Yeah,
people that graduate at 20. 21.
Right, but I mean, a lot of kids are getting held back intentionally.
Yeah.
Starting school later, and yeah, I mean that's becoming more common. So, take Damani for instance. Damani was 19, I believe. Damani Jackson.
Oh,
He was a holdback guy. Who else was
There's
a
a
holdback?
19-year-old freshman though.
Quarterback. I'm slipping on his name right now. Came in with Amon Ra and JT Daniels.
oh yeah, JT definitely.
Yeah, he was a holdback guy. So it's not as far fetched as you think, man. It's actually becoming even more common.
I'm
especially in basketball. I mean, there's a lot of
I'm just hating on the
25-year-olds
kid,
now
man.
still playing college. So I mean,
So
That's all I'm doing. I'm
plus,
just hitting on the kid, man. That's all.
Yeah, stop hating, man. No, plus in basketball they have things called prep schools where you go out post grad prep schools where you go play high school ball after high school, basically. So you see the Oak Hill academies and all those guys like that, man. Those guys already graduated from regular high schools or were supposed to, but they'll transfer over there to junior year and get like 3 years of high school ball or something like that, man. So, yeah, man. So that's not an uncommon thing, and especially in basketball.
Yep. And then I guess lastly, Luka Doncic went off on Dallas. It's a revenge game today, so.
Yeah, who cares? Moving on.
Yeah, I care. That's why I'm bringing it up. And then the Lakers broke the Nuggets. Nuggets are. That's it.
So you got some.
All right, we're going to get out of here. Okay, I don't even want to talk about that. It makes absolute no sense what they just did. But all right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and get out of here. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten all day. So, all right, guys. We'll probably be back on Sunday here, unless for some reason something happens. But we'll definitely be back Sunday. Be on the lookout for Guns on Twitch tomorrow. Who are we playing, Guns?
we play Georgia. We play Raul. We play USCJ, and I think there might have been one more transfer that left us, but definitely those two guys. So, Guns, Tyler, and Brett are definitely excited to dice up Raul at least, and then B Jones and Blackie Chains are ready to stop USCJ basically. So yeah, it's gonna be a great matchup.
Oh, we're gonna hold him down just like Kansas City did Saquon for a little bit, and then they still lost, but we're gonna win for this one.
Was that Anthony James that gave you the name Blackie Chains? But you haven't been wearing them, Blackie Chain. Come on.
Yeah, I have them behind me. I'm just waiting to post them out here, but all right, guys. So we're gonna be heading out here. If you guys want to be a part of the national championship winning team of Cal Southern, definitely go ahead and get that membership in before tomorrow, so we can add. Well, can we add anyone to the game right now?
Yeah, anyone. It's our last season. Why
All
not?
right.
Yeah.
So get it in there for $1.99 for that if you guys want to be a part of that. But yeah, we're going to get out here. Keep the torch burning bright, guys. Fight on.
Fight
I don't.